Now at 6, a new bill would make the practice of cockfighting a felony here in Georgia, and our state is the only one where that's not the case.
Political reporter Doug Reardon is at the Capitol today, where there's not much law enforcement can do about it, Doug.
Not a whole lot, unfortunately. It is a felony at the federal level, but here in Georgia, it's only a misdemeanor right now. And cockfighting is a brutal sport. Essentially, daggers or razor blades are attached to the rooster's legs, and it's a fight to death. And it happens all the time here in Georgia. Even if you don't see it.
It's way more common than people are aware of.
The brutal activity of cockfighting is happening all the time. Jessica Rock, the nation's first and one of its few prosecutors dedicated solely to animal cruelty cases, says there's one just about every weekend in Georgia.
When I say organized cockfights, you're talking about stadium seating, concession stands.
Rock is advocating for Senate Bill 102, which would make cockfighting a felony under state law. Georgia is the only state in the country where it's not. Rock says it can be big money. Event organizers have been clocked making 6 figures on just one day's worth of fighting, and the events often attract far worse vices.
Obviously, there's gambling involved. And then, unfortunately, what we see a lot of times is drug trafficking, gun trafficking, and human trafficking as well.
A similar bill failed last session. 102 has already passed the state Senate 49-3 and was in a House committee on Tuesday. State Senator and sponsor Randy Robertson says he understands that for some, cockfighting is deeply ingrained in their culture. His family used to raise fighting roosters and attend fights regularly.
I understand the sport very well, but you know what? There are a lot of things we did many years ago that just don't fit into the fabric of what Georgia is today.
As for why people may not support the legislation,
but I would think it was because they or somebody that they care about is making a profit off of it.
And another concern here is avian flu or bird flu. Georgia has already had a huge outbreak affect our flock this year, and lawmakers don't want people bringing birds across state lines. At the state capitol, Doug Reardon, Atlanta News First.